Hi, thanks everyone for joining today's session of Real Estate Experts, Conversations with GetChima. Today we have Pam Petty, our expert with St. Ambrose Housing. She's going to be talking to us about counseling, why it's so important. Guys, why is it so important to have counseling before you jump into this journey of home ownership? And she has so much information, such valuable information that I'd love you guys to tune into. If you can't, save this recording, go on my YouTube so you can listen to it in full or share it with anyone that you know that's looking to buy a home, because it could save you thousands of dollars and hours of headache if you just educate yourself in the beginning before jumping into the process. So with that said, Pam Petty of St. Ambrose Housing. Hi, Pam. How are you?
Hi, Chima. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining this call. I'm excited for what we have to share. We've spoken in the past many a time with counseling during our counseling sessions, and this is something that I know you are passionate about, and I'm super passionate about, in educating the community about what's out there for them. And so, the stage is yours. Please share, who is Pam Petty, your experience, and who are you with?
So as Chima mentioned, my name is Pam Petty. I am a housing counselor at St. Ambrose Housing Aid Center. I've been there for over 23 years, helping folks in an array of housing programs, from home buying to foreclosure prevention, home sharing, and rental services, and assistant in development, housing development. And so as a counselor at St. Ambrose, I pretty much would present workshops that we have typically twice a month. And what we do at the workshop is basically give you that big bulk of information on home buying. It's so much that you couldn't just have it in an individual session. You need to have a couple hours set aside for this. And so that's what the workshop allows you to do, is sit back, absorb the information, get a chance to meet and greet and talk and listen to professionals. In addition to myself, there are other professionals like real estate agents, loan officers, home inspectors, title company, insurance agents. All these folks are involved in the home buying process. So when we do the workshop, those are the folks that you get to meet, and you get to ask questions to those individuals, just to be clear on the process. In addition to the workshops, I present, or should I say, I meet with individuals on a one-on-one basis to talk just about you, the client, your personal information, your personal finances, and your ability to be mortgage ready. So what we would do is we would review your documents as far as your finances, and determine, one, how much you can afford, two, review your credit, discuss if there are any hurdles that will be preventing you from obtaining a mortgage. From the credit, we talk about budgeting, which is a key component of counseling. Not only are you going to just figure out what the lender is going to loan you, but you're going to figure out, based on a conversation with a counselor, how much is really going to be comfortable for you monthly, because we're looking at net income when the bank is actually looking at gross salary, right? And so there's a difference there, and folks don't really pay any attention. They just assume that they can, I can afford, $1,000 or $1,200. And sometimes most people aren't really even looking at the monthly payment. They're more or less looking at the house. So they're excited because they want to live in a certain neighborhood, but they haven't really figured out how much that house is going to cost them monthly. And so when we sit down with the counselor, myself, we go over your full financials, and we determine that, you could afford a $200,000 house based on what the lender is saying. But really, can you afford $200,000? Because you got to pay for gas and electric.
Exactly.
Car
that comfort zone, right? And that's what we tell a lot of clients. you have to know your comfort zone. It's not, if the lender says, hey, you qualify for 800,000, you don't run out and buy a house that's 800,000, because there's a comfort zone based on the other expenses. What they say, you don't want to be house poor, right?
Yeah.
That's very important, especially in this
is.
day and age where, you know, everyone wants the best, flashiest thing. And this includes houses. You know, I've seen folks come in and they want the best house, but is it going to keep you house poor is the question, and you don't want it. And so that's where you guys come in over at St. Ambrose. That's one of the benefits of going, you know, for counseling at St. Ambrose. So Pam, what is St. Ambrose Housing, the agency that you work for?
St. Ambrose Housing is a nonprofit group that's located in Baltimore City. We actually provide housing programs for home buying, home sharing, rental services. We actually have a development group. We have a foreclosure prevention group as well, embedded into our agency. But we've been around since 1968, helping folks with those array of housing needs and services. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. And so to you, why would you say counseling is important?
One, to make sure you're educated, to get the information, to be well equipped to make a sound decision on your home purchase. And it's for you. So when you're doing the counseling, it's not for anybody else. It's for you to, one, grasp this process, to learn about some of the incentives that may be available, learn about the loan product that you're entering into before you sign on the dotted line. So that's key, because what you're doing is everybody that you're going to meet in the process is going to probably make a profit. And so you need to be on your P's and Q's before you start signing on the line, on the dotted line. You don't want to just sign your life away, because you could be investing into something that may not be as valuable as you had planned on it being. And two, you could have gotten into a loan that was not at your best, was not for your best. Well, it was not at your best interest.
Absolutely. So, and that's where we had, I mean, like a lot of that happened with the crash of 2007, 2008, when we had 2008, when we had the crash. And you know, most of the folks then that had issues and had problems and went on the water really quick, a lot of people probably did not, in fact, it's on record, did not have any counseling. You know, and they signed loans that were not in their best interest, you know. So to your point, it's crucial. So now you have that's one of the reasons. And then you have the other, where, like last week, we had Catherine Kramer Dale with Maryland Mortgage Program on, and she shared about the programs that they have available. Now, I know buyers that are looking to benefit from those programs and grants and free money and paying off their student loans with money from the state have to attend your workshops, right? So how does that work?
Many of the incentives, if not all, will require you to have home buying counseling. And so the lenders are thinking, or in the programs, these folks who are willing to give you money, they want to make sure that you understand what you're doing. Like, we can help you, we can give you a little, some money to help you fund your home purchase. However, we want you to know what you're doing before we give you this money, because it would be like a waste of time if I give you the money and then you turn around and lose the house.
And lose the house,
yeah, it is. So it's crucial, like you said, just to be, familiarize yourself, educate yourself with the process before you start to sign.
Absolutely.
But all the programs, all the incentive programs will indicate you must have home buying counseling. Yes. And counseling is set up like what? You have to have 8 hours of counseling.
Okay.
And that's the required time. 8 hours of home buying counseling.
So is it
where you get a certificate?
How? So if I'm a home buyer now and I want to attend home buyer counseling to be able to get the incentives, to educate myself, to be properly informed when I'm out there searching for a house. What's the process for me how am I eligible, to attend your classes?
Yes. So counseling is for any and everybody. There is no age limit. There is no income limit. You can come to counseling. We actually have you call in, or you can contact us by email. We're actually on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We have a Twitter account as well, but you can reach us directly from our website at www.stambros.org. And you can contact us directly from the website. But we do provide virtual counseling right now. So
Okay.
it works out. So everybody who's under this COVID gloomy kind of world right now,
Yeah.
we still are working to assist folks. We know right now the interest rates are they're
ridiculously low. Yeah.
Like we've never ever seen this. Like I said, I've been here been working for St. Ambrose for 23 years. This is the only time we used to see this low of a rate. It was like a special program that the state had.
Exactly.
But other than that, we're at historical low interest rates. So, people are just like, where can I sign up?
Yeah.
So, again, we do virtual counseling. We do virtual workshops. So we'll have like 30 people on board on one Zoom.
Okay.
And then once you finish that, you call us and we schedule you a individual session. We do telephone as well. Not all our counselors are okay with Zoom. So we have a counselor who does telephone.
So is that 8 hours by phone, and is it 8 hours by Zoom as well?
So there's the group workshop, which is 6 hours.
Okay.
And then the individual counseling is set up for 2 hours, but typically we have it for about an hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes. And the other time is used for admin. But for the most part, you'll split that time up between the workshop and the individual session. Or if you like, guess what? We have the online.
Yes.
So you can do it at your own leisure.
Wow.
That takes up the 6 hour portion. So again, if you don't want to participate in the group session, you can do it online under homeamerica.org. And you can do it at your own leisure. Like I said, you can stop, you can start. There is a fee for that one. There is a $99 fee for that.
So counseling is free unless you go that route with the online?
Yes, the online.
Counseling is free.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So anyone can join, call in or go online and sign up for the classes. And you said twice a month?
Twice a month. Mm-hmm. We have one for a set for Baltimore County, and then we have one set for Baltimore City. Because Baltimore County has, they have a criteria that you have to meet in order to grab their incentive. So they, for the most part, say we have to do a free workshop, and so it's available to individuals who are hoping to buy in the county.
So I have clients in Gaithersburg. I have clients in Harford County. Does your agency, and I know the answer to this question, but I want you, if you can, what do I do with those clients in Gaithersburg and in, or Harford County? Where do they go?
So if you call us, we will likely probably give you a referral and tell you what agencies that are in your area that you can connect with, or we refer you back to the state, or you can still come to us.
Okay. I didn't know the answer to this then. So they could still come to you?
Yeah. However, it really depends on the incentive that individual may be trying to obtain. So, and it may be some monies that may be available in Harford County. But Harford County might say, oh, the only way you can get our money is you use one of these selected agencies, and they're located in Harford County. So, and it may be just easier for that individual to go that route anyway.
So there are other professionals. There are other professionals that are part of this counseling process. And can you mention a little bit about those professionals? Because I know, again, it's about building the right team around yourself as a buyer. And if you have that team, and then now the counseling, you have that education, you are well equipped to make a sound decision with the purchase, with purchasing a home. So just talk a little bit briefly about who else is part of this process when the buyer comes to you guys. Who else do they get to interact with?
So many of the folks that come through, they will reach out to a real estate agent. In addition, they will typically start off, though, after counseling with a pre-approval. So they need to talk to a lender who's going to loan them the money. And that's probably the biggest part of this is once they're educated, they got to figure out who's going to loan them the money. Like I said, unless you have cash, you're going to need somebody to loan you some money to buy the house. There is your insurance agent who's going to guide you with making sure you have enough insurance on the house and giving you hopefully some early information about the property. They can loan you a lot of, they can provide you with a lot of information about the house, the age, the last time the house may have had some major repairs, if there was any damage that may have been followed up by some type of insurance claim. So those folks are very helpful. You have your home inspector. Of course, the home inspector is going to tell you what's wrong with the house, what things need to be repaired, the age of some of the items that are in the house, the expectancy of those components or appliances that are in the house. And then there is your title company. The title company is there to guide you with closing the deal out, doing the exchange between you and the seller, also grouping together all of your key players, like your real estate agent, your lender, and prepping and preparing your paperwork to help you close the deal and transfer the property. And of course, confirm ownership before it can be transferred into your name.
Awesome. So Pam, thank you so much. Thank you. This information is, I know is going to touch someone's life and help. And I know it's going to help you, the viewer or the listener, if you just take time to listen through the whole episode, because there's lots of nuggets that are in here. There's something that you need for the step that you're at. So like everyone's at different levels, different steps in this process.
Yes.
And there's, you just have to know what's that next step. Where are you? And then, so what do you need for the, for the step that's coming up? And I think with counseling, that's what you get. You get to understand where you are, where you're headed, and what the next step is to take. Right. Yeah. So any last words, Pam, that you have for the listeners on here?
Yeah, just remember your path is your path. So people will tell you everything what happened. They'll tell you their story, but remember your household is not their household and theirs is not yours. Your finances is not theirs. So guess what? You're going to be on a whole different path. You may qualify for something that they did not. You might come in at a time when there's way more money on the table than the individual came through and bought their house 10 years ago. So people, and sometimes people will tell you about their story or their home buying story, but they don't know all of the story. And so it can be a little misguiding. So sometimes if you talk to the professionals, like your real estate agent, your counselor, your loan officer who is probably more up to date and abreast of what's going on at the current time, it will be more beneficial for you.
It would be.
Get the education and talk to the professionals.
Yes. And that said, so there was back in, I think it was like 06 or 05, there was a lady that I worked with and she got up to $40,000 in incentives. I haven't seen that in recent times.
Every now and then we might see something.
We might see something close to that, but we were able to stack all kinds of programs and incentives together in $40,000. And your closing cost for the house that she bought was not $40,000, but what that ended up doing was helping her reduce, because they put that towards the down payment, and that reduced how much she had to finance for this, the house that she loved. And she's, it was awesome. It was an awesome feeling for me, for her counselor. So I know I know that's what you go through on a daily basis.
Yes,
And
yeah.
you know, when you see someone that you've been able to help accomplish their goal, accomplish their dream of home ownership from when they walked in the door, confused and, you know, nervous, uncertain, scared, you know, what else, you know, like, and it's to that point where they are at the closing table with the keys.
Yeah. And the one thing I want to say that's so important is that just because you're not ready today doesn't mean that you can't be ready in 6 months or a year.
Yes.
We see so many people who have other issues that are preventing, we see issues that are preventing them from home ownership. And sometimes, again, if you just take the time, sit down with a counselor, go over your credit, get assistance with help building your savings, talk about the programs that maybe that you might qualify for that you didn't even know you qualify for. Those things can help you out. But again, most people don't think that they can do it. And some people get frustrated because they say, like, oh, my credit is, or I don't have any money. It was like, okay, it might not be today, but if you really want it, then let's plan on it. And that's what this plan does. It can help you put your plan in motion. Put the plan in and set a goal. The goal is the house. You say, I want to do this in a year. I want to do this, you know, my lease. I just renewed the lease. Next year, I'm going to buy the house. Okay, let's work on it. Let's figure out what you need to do. We'll give you an action plan. We keep up with you. We make sure that you're doing what you say you're going to do. And then from there, in that year, you will then become a homeowner. So yes.
That's so helpful. And, you know, in the mindset of things, that's like a mindset strategy, right? Where so right now you're not ready. You know, a lot of people are not, or they believe that they're not. But there's a time that you want to be in a home. It might be next month, next week, next, you know, in 6 months, or even in 2 years.
Out 2 years,
2 years, exactly, right. And so there's no better time than now for that counseling, you know. So if you come into counseling, you know, call one of the agencies that are out there. And how do they reach you, Pam, and also other agencies for specific programs in specific counties, like we talked about, you know, Howard County, Harford County, Prince George's County, Hartford. Where do they go to find all this information?
So if you reach out to us at St. Ambrose, our phone number is 410-366-8550. Again, it's 410-366-8550. And we do have a website. It's at www.stambrose. And when we do St. Ambrose, we leave off the E. So it's STAMBROS.org. And you can find us on the website. In addition to that, the state of Maryland has a host of listings for all the agencies that are located in Maryland. So it doesn't matter if you're in Harford, Garrett, Prince George's, the state of Maryland will list that website, that agency's website, name, and contact information. And you can go to them at mmp.maryland.gov, mmp.maryland.gov. And you can also just Google, you know, MMP Maryland, and then you go counseling, home buyer counseling. You can Google that. You can go to Eventbrite, and you can find different agencies there who host their workshops.
And they posted on the Eventbrite.
Okay, awesome. And so, you know, a lot of times if you just put in home buying and Eventbrite, you'll get agencies out of state, of course, but if you do it from Maryland or Baltimore, you'll see.
You'll get specific for the location that you're in. Actually, you can search Eventbrite in that way, right? And I don't know if, do you guys also post on Facebook events?
Yeah, we post our workshop events. We are, when you Google St. Ambrose on Eventbrite or whatever, we'll pop up everywhere. So we are you know, available to access. We're available for you guys to access us online at any time. And we have like a portal where the emails come directly to us, and then they send them to me. So if you just pose a question and say, I'm trying to get in, and you're on the website, it'll actually come directly to me.
Okay. Awesome. I thank you so much, Pam. It's been a wonderful session, and I hope you can join me again, because I'm going to probably have you live when folks have all these questions, and we can speak to the community, speak to the community and answer questions live. Yeah. And happy birthday again. I know it's this weekend was your birthday, so it's keep empowering the community. Stay blessed, and thanks again. Thanks for this opportunity, and thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Chima.